Hello and welcome to another edition of Bob's KGS series. We're going to look at a 6-dan game while we wait for a game ourselves. This is interesting. Don't see that very often. And then a low 2-space approach. So Galileo's trying to be really fast in the opening. I'll tell you what, man. I don't understand 6-dans, but they play really well, which is why they're 6-dan. Wish I could tell you exactly what was going on. I mean, if you look at it, this group is almost fully settled. This is a little bit of a weakness, but until this group gets alive-ish, then white has no reason to come in here because he's going to get split at the very least. Black is weak over here, so white hits his shape point, but white is weak here, so that's why the fighting is in this area. And this is a little bit of craziness. Ko? No. Black can... Oh, black lives this way. Okay. Oh, I see. And now he can Tanuki. What happens if white takes this stone? Oh, black is attacking this group. So he's got to go back and live after he gets a forcing move here. So that's actually a good proverb right here, is forcing moves before living. If black lives now, white can play here and attack this group, whereas black gets this attacking move first and forces white to here, instead of white playing here, developing this area, attacking this group, and forcing black to play somewhere in this area, which is near white's thickness. So black gets to play away from the thickness, go back and live, and now he's got one extra move there, and it's going to help his group to be a lot stronger. So white cuts. This is Tsuji stuff. If black gets stronger on this group, then these stones might end up getting captured. See? So then now if black connects, he's got stuff on this group, so he's going to take this stone. Oh, nope, he's going to fight back. So now he's captured these stones, maybe. Oh, he's sacrificing. No, he's fighting. See, I told you I don't understand 6-dans. Wow, this is a nice little fight here. But I see this as worse for black because these stones are weak and these stones are weak, which makes these stones strong. And these stones just captured these guys, so they're like alive. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Okay, so he settles this group, and now white plays here so that this can live, and now he gets a move here, and I guess that means everything's fine. Okay, I see that. I'm just waiting for a game right now. We'll see if we can get one soon. Let's make sure I clicked this. Okay, good. 10:55 and see if there's any other games. Oh, you know who's crazy? If you ever get a chance to play Mr. Fofi, he will give you an extra stone and then overplay like crazy. And I lose about half my games against him. It's about 50-50, which, considering he's giving me an extra stone, isn't good, but it's I have an emotional response to overplay. It's a weakness in my game. I'm like, I must crush you and everything you stand for. This is good. So if white cuts here, black plays here, so actually black gets to cut these stones. Now there's a lot of stuff in this area, so I don't know if these stones can escape, but they can cause trouble. This, 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 this. Atari, go here. I don't know, maybe he just wants to hide underneath. Ooh. I didn't even see that. That's a great move. That's exactly where the shape point is. Now just connect, I think. No, I think you have to bump. And then he'll play here. And then here. Okay, that's not bad. This is at least gonna make life in the corner. He might end up getting these stones, but white's gonna play here and capture this stone. Maybe he's gonna drive down. This seems dangerous. I guess he's trading in a big way. Maybe he's gonna holiday here, because he's got 4 liberties here, and this guy has 4 liberties, but he's got to go back and capture this now, I think. Okay, and we've got a game. Alright. I don't think I've played Jace Yoon. Let's go ahead. I've been playing more with the 3-4 lately, and that I think is a bad move, because there's no reason why I'm going to approach from this direction. You split when the direction doesn't matter, but that is not true in this case. The direction does matter. I could play here or here. I could just do this, and now he's forced to approach this way. I could put more pressure on him, and then I have a little bit of a weak point for later. Not sure how I want to play this. I could approach from this direction, but then if he plays here, even though he has a weakness here, he's approaching my 3-4, which is good for him. I think what I'm going to do is play this. When he plays here, I'm going to back off and just try and get Sente for this move, because this is a really big move. And I might play inside if he plays here. We will see about that. Okay, so now the question is, do I want to be forceful or do I want to not be forceful? Really, if I play here, he's going to get very good shape in this area, and that's good for him. Excuse me. But if I play here and here, and I can encapsulate this stone, that's some nice area. I mean, this isn't territory. He can still play C17, and I haven't learned all the different variations that go with that, because I don't play the 3-4 Kumoku very often. Let's see. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. We'll do this. Okay, that is a little bit weird, because he should at least play K16. This is just like, why? Oh, I think I have played this guy before, because I've been in this exact same fight before. I remember this fight. First things first, this and this, if I jump, he's got two different groups to jump with. If he plays under, let's see, if I, can he play to, yeah, I'm going to do this first. And if he plays here, which he did not, see now I'm not behind enemy lines, which is a favorite saying of Batusai. So now I'm going to go back and take this corner, and now this group right here has a lot of problems. I'm not going to let him settle. So now he's jumping. He's got two different groups that he's encapsulating, but I've got two different groups I'm encapsulating. I've got this move right here, and that is a bad move. Peep. That doesn't help anything. He can play here, but when I connect, I'm hurting his stone, so I don't really mind that. So now I can either peep here or I can Hane. And honestly, I think I like the Hane. See, if you notice, right off the bat, in the opening, he's already given me territory in two different places and started two weak groups versus one. So really all I have to do is maintain this group. And that's going to be pretty easy because he is weak everywhere. I'm trying to read if I even need to protect this, because this right here is going to force him to make good shape, and I can't Hane here because when he turns and I double Hane, this stone's Aji comes into play. So I could peep here, but I really don't want to do that if I can help it, because he's still got this forcing move. I could jump out and he wedges and I play here and he connects and I do this, and if he cuts I can push through, and I don't see that being good for him, because even if he blocks I can push through this way and just capture these two stones. So I don't think I need to fix this, and if I don't need to fix that, then I could just play here. But him cutting off this stone is pretty big. Alright. We're going to fix this with a crude move. He's still going to have a forcing move here. But I really want to get this, because if I get this, then so he's offering me if I get to cut him. So wait, if I push through and he cuts and I connect and he cuts, I think I'm going to let him cut me. Cut for cut. Go ahead. Oh, really? Now you have two cutting points. And I only have one, sir. What are you going to do about your second cutting point, sir? You're going to extend. You're going to kill all my groups everywhere. That's how you're going to do it. I see that. That makes a lot of sense. In crazy land. Okay, let's see what's going on here. We could hit a shape point. These stones aren't really all that weak at all. So hitting a shape point's really nice, especially since it gives me some aji here. It may not connect up, but it's aji, so it's really nice. Yeah, I'm really interested in this whole you just created another weak group, I don't want you attaching here thing. I mean, he can play like here or even here, but I can just jump out this way and put pressure on this guy. And when he jumps out, then I can jump out and this guy's under fire. He's got like 17 groups under fire, and it's move 16. I mean, really, it's move 38. But he's only made, 19 moves. So really, it's only move 16. If you saw my last YouTube video, you know that I have a problem with numbers. So the key here is this peep helps my shape, hurts his. You don't just want to go peeping willy-nilly, but when you have the opportunity to fix a large knight by playing like this, then it's okay. Okay, so he has no shape. I think what I want to do here, I don't think I want to jump here because then he can just Hane under. I think what I want to do is this or this. If I do this, I'm giving up this stone, which is not a problem because I gave up that stone when I played it. I played it to peep out his shape and to protect this. So I think that gives me the option of playing here. Okay, now I can ask myself, do I want to attach here? I don't think I do, because if he bumps and cuts, now I've got weaker groups. So what I can do here okay, so I've got a weak group here. I really want to kill this, but I shouldn't want to kill it. I should only want to severely maim it. So the question is, I think what I have to do is this, because this group is getting really not happy. Now if he leans on these stones, then these stones get weaker from either direction. If he plays this, see, now these stones need to come out. Okay, so how are they going to do that? First thing is this. And then I think I can play this. This is like kind of Honte-ish. It's the most solid move. This puts more pressure on him, but he can play some interesting moves for cuts. I don't think that they hurt me though, so I'm not going to worry about them. Now the question is, can I Hane here? And that's a very, very interesting question. cuts. I can. Well, he can bulge. See, if I Hane and he cuts, I can Atari down, and usually that's not good for me because he can counter Atari my stone here, and I have to come up. But in this case, I can just counter, and then drive down and connect, and he just died. So I'm gonna Hane, because he can bulge. Okay, so he plays very passively, which makes me very happy. Still very passive. He's trying to make local eyes. And anytime that he wants to make eyes locally, I'm okay with that. Let's see. There's some Aji that he brought about here. So I can think about fixing that. And I think I'm going to. Alright. He's kind of playing endgame here. So now he's got these 4 stones and this huge group and this stone. And I expect that since these groups are both weak, he's going to Hane here. That's my prediction. 2 weak groups is not enough for this guy. And I think it's kind of like weak groups are like, oh, no, okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to jump once. Now I'm putting this group under fire. If he wants to Hane here, he can start another weak group. But once he's decided to answer here, and this stone is not important to me, actually I think what I'm going to do is play this. I really want to get this Hane in, because this is really big. Okay. So now, since he played this, I'm going to change directions. And what we can see here is he is very subtly, ew, that wasn't subtle at all. I don't know what that was. He's trying to kill these stones, I guess. Alright, so since he wants to kill me, I'm not going to let him. I can still come back and live back here. This is just the weirdest game. Why do I always get in the weirdest games ever? Okay, now I'm going to protect myself. These 2 stones are not important. So if he cuts here, I can just drive down. Okay, now I've got to run. This is such a weird game. Now this is kind of bothering me here. And I don't mind him cutting here because I'm going to drive through. So that was my plan when I played this knight move. And now I'm just going to surround this group. if I can get enough shape here, okay, I don't really know what you're doing here. Connect. I'm a little bit concerned about this. Okay, that doesn't even threaten to cut me. I think instead of worrying about this, I'm going to see if I can fix this cut point by fighting over here. Now he can attach here, but then I'm going to fix my cut point and I'm going to play here. Now I need to be careful because of this. Okay. I really wish I could understand what was going on here. So I'm just going to surround. I'm not going to try to kill him like all the way yet. Okay. So he is kindly removing all Aji. I don't care about this connection because it's worth like 2 points. So now I've got to worry about, well, first of all, let's see. If I can do, yeah. Oh, he just let me cut this off. So this group is now perfectly okay. And this cut point is taken care of. Because when he peeps here, it's not a peep anymore. Because he plays here and then cuts and then I play here. So now there is an attachment here. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill off these stones. Because now this is all connected. These 2 stones are not important anymore now that actually these stones are not alive. So he's coming after my base, trying to disconnect. So I'm going to keep connected. Now I'm going to attack his corner in order to get some eye shape. And he's going to take away my eye shape. Alright. Dead man walking. This is very big because it's poking into my eye shape and my potential eyes and such. Now here, I think I'm just going to pull back. just remember, I've got this move still. If he plays here, then I may be in a tough spot with this group. Okay, so this group is alive, because even if he starts to poke out my shape, I've got an eye in this area or this area, this, and then something like this. If he pokes here, I can just play here, and then he can't cut, and I've got an eye. If he plays here, then I can play here, and I've got an eye. So I can play R3, and that is attacking this group, which has no eyes. I'm still going to go back and play something like this because it's worth a lot of points, and there's a lot of Aji there. And I'm also going to tell you what. Let's see. There. There's still a lot of Aji back here because he can push in and then clamp here. So I'm going to remove that, and this group is totally fine. He's got a peep right here, but I can push first before I, before I go back and try and kill him off. Or, let's see, if he peeps, I push, he comes here, and then I can connect, and then he has to turn, and I can jump. He doesn't have a lot of eye space here. So he's coming after my eye space for this group. So I will protect it. Really, it's these two stones which are the most important stones on the entire board right now. Because if they die, this lives. If they don't, then he's got problems. And he's saying, I'm gonna take this one little stone here, and I'm like, that's not an eye, buddy. That's not an eye. Okay, we're going to protect here. And he cannot poke out all this. So now this has to live. And he only has this little area. He's got this, but that's not even an eye, I don't think. Actually, this is an eye in Gote, yeah. So if he can get a Sente eye over here, he can live. But that's not even a problem for me, because... Okay. Now we have to ask ourselves, if he takes this stone, is that a problem? And the answer is absolutely not, because I've got an eye right here. He plays here, this is not an eye, and then I play here for definitely an eye, and I've got an eye over here, so I'm not dead, so I can play this, which totally and absolutely kills him. Here's my eye, and I can also peep here now. Nothing. So I'll get the peep first. And then I will play this. Now I've got my eye here, and he can resign. This was a game of immense fighting. But I'll tell you, I wasn't really trying to fight. I was just trying to play what was on the board. I don't think I played anything seriously aggressive. I think that he was just aggressive and aggressive and aggressive and just kept coming. And, you know, eventually somebody's going to die in that type of game. Eventually somebody's going to die. But you'll notice I didn't even have to kill him. I had this huge area here, and I had this right here, and I had 5 points here. And this 5 points equals all of what he has everywhere, so I'm ahead by like 50,000. and I'm pretty sure this is where he's going to resign. Nope. Still got tricks. What kind of tricks you got? You got tricks? I used to get mad when people wouldn't resign. And I still do sometimes. Okay, so what he's trying to do is peep here. So what I can do is I can ask myself, first of all, do I need to kill him? Answer, no. Second of all, can he get 2 eyes? Not likely. So I could make some kind of reading error here and he could get 2 eyes, but if he does, I'm still ahead by 100,000. I was ahead by 50,000, but making this extra territory from him living would give me 100,000. He's gonna peep under. Yeah. I'm making this more complicated than it has to be. Let me see. Well, this is already dead, so I will just... Let's see. If he plays here and I play here, he can play here and then here. I think that's fine. But I don't even have to worry about that. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to clamp this and I'm going to say, you don't have any eyes. You don't have any eyes. You have no eyes. You're going to need 2 of them. You have 0. I may be miscounting the score of the game. And a lot of times I do think that somebody has 0 eyes and then all of a sudden they have 2. That has happened to me a lot of times in a lot of games. But I think he's dead. I think he's dead. I think you're dead. He was trying to aim at this Aji over here. Because if you can peep here, but I mean, let's say he does peep here and it's like becomes a thing. I could just kick. Give him this corner and take this group. There's a lot of trading. Oh, there he goes. Plus forfeit. I was going to say good game, but I guess that's not the case. So, let's go over the game. First of all, he makes an insane amount of weak groups. This move right here, first of all, he should play here and then try and come out. But he should try and come out this way. Now this group is settled. I've settled here, and there's a fight between these 2 groups. And this is perfectly fine for both sides. I need to play here, because if I play... I could do this, and then when he plays here I can do this, but he can connect up if he wants to. And then I can do this. So later on, I may be able to build a Moyo or something in this area, but he's going to be able to connect. So I would, in this case, because he's already got a stone on his base, I would come out this way, because I want to make sure this group stays weak. I'm not entirely sure if that's the proper way to play in this case, but yeah, I think it's good, because he's weak, so I don't have to worry about it. But playing here, what did I do? Okay, I went back. See, now I get to go back and take the corner. Another thing I can do is just cap this, and it's not entirely the best, but I mean, it creates a light group between these 2 groups, and it creates a nice little connection, so that, you know, let's say he gets okay. Now I can come back and start developing this area, and he can fight. It's perfectly fine for him to fight. But if you notice, white got these 3 stones, whereas black got this, and his corner is okay, but without being able to jump out into the center, he just got his strength isolated. So this might have been a better move. I don't know. I felt like it was a little bit too early, and honestly, just doing this he has to jump out. Now he's got two groups that are jumping out. And so this was another mistake because it looks like, okay, I've got you surrounded. There's a peep here, but it's too easy to disconnect this. And now as this group tries to live, this group is trying to die. So it's just two weak groups, two weak groups. Now, I don't know. I could just Hane this stone, because if he decides to cut me, I could just push through. This is, I mean, this cut makes him strong, but it also kills off this entire area. So these stones became strong, whereas these stones, they're not entirely alive yet. They're nice right now. They're pretty strong, but I have strength here, so this thickness is not useful. So I could have done that. And in fact, that's what ended up going on. I cut, and now he's got two cutting points. I could go through with what I was trying to do, because he can do this, but now it's even worse, because he's got another weak group to worry about. So this might have been a better way of doing it. Just continue with my plan, because he can't cut me. He can cut this stone off, but it's just one stone, and there's a ladder, so I get a free move over here. So I'm going to make territory here, and all he's done is settle the group that he started with. So this would have been, I think, a better way of playing. But this is okay. And I mean, I like this because I could jump with this group, but when he attaches here, this group's going to settle pretty quickly. I mean, it's really hard to stop him from getting two eyes. Well, he's got one here, and then, yeah, this might have been a better way of playing. Just jumping it's going to force him to lean on this corner, which is going to make this corner solid. So I'm going to get all the points here, and this group then gets to come out, and I don't have to worry about this group at all. So this is probably the better way of playing. But I decided I'm going to take his base. I'm going to make him stronger. Notice this was actually mistaken. It's a mistaken direction, because these are the weak stones, and later on I had to figure out what to do with these. But if I just take care of them first, then once he does magic living stone and I'm okay in this area, this jump is back to him having two weak groups. And I don't have two weak groups. I have one group that's sandwiched between two weak groups, so this is strong, and I have one group that is has nobody in the area, so this is strong as well. The closest stone is a white stone instead of a black stone, so I don't have to worry about any of my groups, and he has to worry about two of his and a third stone that is probably going to die. But instead I started this kind of ridiculous fight, and he got to come out here because I peeped him and made him strong and everything like that. If I had jumped at this point, then he wouldn't be able to come out, and so he's completely surrounded. And even if he does this, and let's say that this lives, this is not bad, because I got a follow-up move in this area, and then I can start to play moves here, which, you know, once I've got a move, and of course I'm adding, white looks fantastic now because black's passed twice, but once I get a move here attacking this group, this is also starting to surround. So I get to develop an area while threatening to develop another, which threatens to surround another group, which is part of another weak group. So white is just crushing this game. And here, because he got to come out, this group becomes weaker, which means white is definitely better, but it's not as good as the game, as the variation. So now I felt like this was the weakest group. Maybe this one was, but let's see. He jumps out, then yeah, I get to take care of this group. And my idea here was if he cuts, I play this. This is normally a bad move. And the reason is I can't follow because now my stones die and I'm just crying. But in this case, this looks like a bad move, but when I get this counter Atari in, he is simply dead. So he has to back off. But actually, I thought there was another move he could play here. I thought he could bulge. And I'm not entirely sure what to do here. I mean, if I have to answer this way, it's not good for me. Well, that cut's doesn't work. But I don't know, maybe this would have been good as well. But I could also think about this because he can cut here, but he cannot do this. A lot of times people will try this. Maybe he can do this, but this has a lot of aji. Like for instance, I can just do this and this. Well, here I guess he killed me. Yeah. This whole idea with this move is generally bad because of the amount of aji that you have. Let's see, is there a better way? I could just attach directly. Because if he plays here, I can draw back, and if he plays here, I can just peep. Yeah. There's so much aji with the two. It's not so much this empty triangle, or not empty triangle, but this tiger's mouth is not terrible. I mean, at the very least, I get a forcing move this way to extend my liberties, because if you play here, I just get ridiculous amounts of forcing moves. And yeah, you got my 3 stones, but in most cases, these 2 forcing moves and this are worth more than 6 points. It's just now you have to deal with this, and I'm just going to have aji forever. But the main point here is this. I mean, just look at it. Point here, point here, point here, point here. So you got forcing moves everywhere. This is ridiculously weak. It looks like it's just 2 stones. I can take those, but no, there's just too much in a lot of cases. And back to the game. So he just decides to live. And honestly, I could take this as, okay, he's alive and Tanuki. Like, play something like this. Because this doesn't kill me. Yes, it reduces all my area, but the game is already it's too early to really worry about this type of move. I could say, okay, he's already alive, because I think here I gave him Sente, and this is a ridiculously huge move. This makes this group weak again, which now I have to fight. And in this, I don't have to fight. If let's say I even, once he plays here, I play here. Now I'm not fighting with this group. Now I'm attacking with this group. And he's close to dead. I think he can live, but even if he does, now I can start on this area, or I can start over here, or I can just cap this and say, why did you make so many weak groups? Of course he's going to run out, and I don't know how he's going to play because he likes to start weak groups and I don't, so he'll probably start about 10 more weak groups. This turn was not it's not a very, it's a big-ish move because it affects my shape, but it doesn't hurt the main stones. Now he can start to peep and stuff like that in this area. Maybe even cut me. I wonder if he can cut me. Nope, can't cut me. Okay. Not yet. He needs to get a little stronger. So this is good. That's why I hit a base. But he still hasn't taken care of his stones yet. And actually, when he played here, instead of playing here, and notice this is actually a good move by him because he's starting to surround this group, and it caused me a lot of problems. Instead of doing that, I should even think about this. Let's say he decides to make fourth line territory here. Well, now he's already got to jump out, and he's really not making a lot of territory here anyway. So, and if he continues to push, instead of even answering this, I can just surround now, and I've got stones in every direction. This is a nice thick wall. I mean, he might survive, but it's not good for him. This is his only source of territory, and he's going to be living small with every group for the rest of the game. So this was a mistake because now I have to come out. I have to get out with this group, because if I decide I want to, let's say, go back and live, and oops, not that. Well, actually, yeah, and now I'm just forcibly killing myself. I mean, if I were like 6-dan and I knew this could live, I would play this way. Probably not exactly like this because I've still got shape issues, but I would do this and then go back and live. But I don't know if this can live or not. It's more than I really want to read out. So instead of playing this move, which I thought he was going to kick and then do this, and then I could do this. And now I've got another group here, but since this is so weak, I'm going to be able to connect up. If he tries to stop me from connecting up, he's forcibly killing his own stones. I don't know. This gets complicated. Well, see, and then I've got this cut point still here. So, once I play this, I'm either going to seal this in or I'm going to kill this off. And I don't think if this gets sealed in, I don't think it can win a race against this group. Even though this doesn't have the best shape, it's still connected, and he can't do anything. So if he gets out, I cut this group off. And that's the thing. It's all going to be complicated reading, and that's, I think, what this guy plans on. He just makes fights and fights and fights and hopes that you misread and then you die. Now, for many, many moves, I was worried about this cut. Because, I mean, maybe I can make life here. In fact, I think I can, but I don't really want to worry about that. Let's see if I just do this and then play this. I've got probably an eye in this area. I've got a definite eye in this area. Yeah, I've got an eye here and an eye here. So I can live. But I was still worried about that cut. I didn't like that cut. So he continues to move out. And I wasn't, the reason I played this, the knight's move, the Kama can be cut. But if he cuts here, I don't really mind. Because I've got a double Atari here. Or I can just sacrifice and kill off all of these stones. I mean, it is possible that they could live, but I don't think they can. Yeah, and he just dies. He just dies. So now I've got him surrounded. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, he plays this when I played here. This was another interesting move. I mean, if he decides he wants to push, I've still got, I mean, if he plays this, this again gets complicated. I don't know. I think he's not good again. But once I got to play in this area and play this, this was already game over. From here, he's just struggling to struggling to something, struggling to kill me, struggling to live, struggling to make more than 5 points. And this was the not game-ending mistake, but this was like, I mean, he's just trying to get me to he's trying to get me to answer here so that he can peep here and he can play down and he can start to make eyes. But this is not Sente. And these moves like this in the middle game and in the opening, you've got to ask yourself, am I going to die? If you're not going to die, and if the follow-up isn't Sente, so let's say the follow-up doesn't even kill you, or the follow-up to the follow-up, so he plays this and I do this. In this case, I mean, he's just already dead, so as long as I live here, these stones don't even matter because I'm going to get them back. But if, let's say I already had this move and he's threatening to do this and it's in the opening or the middle game, you don't have to worry about it. Your corner was worth 10 points, now it's worth 5 or 6, and he got an extra point or 2, but he has to take Gote one extra time. And he took Gote here, took Gote here. In the opening or the middle game, that is worth so much more. Sente is worth so much more than trying to make sure that you get some extra points in your corner. So over here as well, I probably should have said, okay, I guess A17 is a dead man, and I should have played that. It was much, much bigger. That wasn't really Sente. Even if he takes at B17, when I take back, let's say he plays here, in that case, I have to respond. So he's going to get a Sente follow-up, but my group is fine. And in that case, 9 times out of 10, you should Tanuki. If it's not worth like 20, 30 points. And if you are listening in the background, you can hear my youngest son, newest addition to the family. He's 2 weeks old. His name is Daniel Zadok. And he's a good kid. Well, he's a crybaby. Well, by that I mean he's a baby and he's crying. And that was the end of the game. So I guess my son doesn't really like it when I win, or he could be hungry or gassy or sleepy or any one of the other things that happen with babies. And I hope you enjoyed this win more. I certainly did. I like winning more than losing. And thank you very much for watching.